How do they make you feel when you hear that Manchester United is linked with 37, 38-year-old Jamie Vardy, 34-year-old left out of the Newcastle team, Callum Wilson, a Calvert-Lewin that's barely scored any goals for 2 years, and a Moise Keane that last time he played in England, I think he got 2 goals in about 38 games for Everton?
It's not exactly a who's who of a lineup, is it?
No.
I did a video yesterday where I said I quite like the idea of Calvert-Lewin,
Okay.
but I got to caveat that and context that with, as a second striker that comes in along with a first striker, he can't be the main striker.
No.
I think it would be a real good option because I think he's got like tactical attributes that I think really suit things that we don't do well. I think he holds the ball up fantastically well. I think his weakness is scoring goals, which is not an ideal.
Not great.
For a striker. But I think the other aspects of his game, especially the outside of the box play, and I think when you think how bad United have been at trying to play up to Rasmus Højlund, that gets fixed. Like with that one move on a free transfer and probably not crazy wages.
Callum Wilson, what do you make of him?
He improves the physicality of the team, which is something that's absolutely lacking. Did he fall out of favour because he's behind Isak? Because let's be honest, so's near enough every striker on earth. Is there other reasons?
He's always had injury issues, hasn't he, Wilson, throughout his whole career. Right. And he's had spells where he hasn't been injured, but I think that's probably one of the reasons why.
Because otherwise, I think he's a good average Premier League striker.
Yeah.
Which is still an improvement on what we've got. And that's the problem is, I saw so many comments kicking off about, look, this is where our expectations are, this is where our standards are. I think we're skinned. And it's frustrating to say because people just aren't getting it. And they're like, oh, Ineos are worse than the Glazers. You're like, no, they're dealing with the fallout of the Glazers. They've already put hundreds millions more in than they ever have done. Like, they're clearly not the same thing, but they're clearly having to deal with the mismanagement of the club over the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's just reality. Would I love us to have gone and got Gyökeres or Osimhen and Mbeumo and Cunha and totally upgraded our front line? Of course I would, because that puts us on a real strong footing, and I think, sweet, we're in the mix. The warning signs probably should have been there when it was Delap, the one that we actually went for and we got pied for.